Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back. Welcome. Good day. Looks good. Looks exciting. Looks like we have some opportunity. So that's good. Welcome back. How about them Rangers? Oh, man, don't even remind me about the Rangers. It is reset time. It's full reset. Who the hell is Jesse Minter? Who is Jesse Minter? I'm on my ESPN app. The new Ravens head coach, Jesse Minter. Who the hell is that? Defensive coordinator for the Chargers. Okay. Interesting. I did not even know that. New to me. Welcome back, guys. From Breaking Bad. There's a storm coming my way? Is there? Yeah, why did it say Bolts? Was he a hockey coach? Or just a Bolts is a what was I about to look at? Oh, the storm. Is there a hurricane or something? I don't see a storm. Oh, winter storm? Oh, I'm not in New York. I just like New York. That's where I'm from. Born and raised. Well, actually, I don't know about raised, but born. Born in New York. Oh, nickname for the chart. Okay, got it. Yeah. Got it. I've never heard someone call the Chargers the Bolts. That's new to me. I've actually never heard that. But maybe people that like the team do that. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, MU was nice yesterday, Jay. Just was really patient for that setup. Was really nice. Very clean day. Very patient day. I felt good. Feeling good just in general. So let's see if we can replicate that same performance today to close up the week. Consolidation day yesterday. Just one of those days after some big moves. Definitely could see it in the action. We called it pretty early in the group around 10:30, around 10:30. We were sort of like, all right, let's understand today's just not that same kind of day. It was clearly not on the overall market. Just slow action, that normal, nothing. Just those are the days, right? Yesterday is one of those days where you got to be able to recognize what it is and not put your whole account in a position and not blow it all up, not get greedy in a non-advantageous environment. That was really the goal. That was really the key. So some small positions, nice trades, big runners, 100% runner on MU. ASTS had a 100% gain on that on some short terms as well as a swing trade. And then also NVDA swing trade that I'm still holding. Looks like it's going to be up nicely this morning. So waking up to a nice NVIDIA pop. Almost a, $3-4 squeeze to the upside. Swing trade is in there, and, looks like we're going to wake up to some nice profits. So looking good so far. Very good morning as of now. So that's great. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So, first thing, I need to change this down here because I have something to announce to you guys. We have a webinar. Free webinar. Right around the corner. That I'm going to be doing on Zoom. So it will be not a YouTube webinar, but it'll be a Zoom link that I share. So don't have the link for you guys yet, but something that is in the works. So make sure to stay tuned for that link, probably on Monday's live stream. How to find profitable trade setups every day. Sort of going through and breaking down what I look for every day on my, equities. Not just sort of as we run through it here on the live stream really quickly. More of, exactly what I'm looking for, exactly how I'm picking and choosing the names that I'm going to watch more intense, because obviously we go through a lot of tickers on this live stream, but when I actually step into the day and start the trading day, there's only maybe 3 or 4 that I'm actually focused on, and want to talk about the reasons why I pick and choose and all those sort of small things that I go through, and then also how to get into the trade, how to manage the trade, everything down from finding it, trading it, executing it, managing it, exiting it, the whole 9 yards. And that is something that I'm going to do on the 29th. So next Thursday. That's next Thursday, right? Yeah, next Thursday. Next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So we'll have the link for you guys next week, but just wanted to go out and let you guys know about that. So be looking forward to that. Completely free, no charge. So exciting. Trying to do a webinar maybe like once a quarter, once a month for you guys. Something to bring the community together. Little master class, whatever you want to call it. All right. So, let's do it. Let's do it. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and here we go. So, economic calendar today. Do we have anything? We got a few things, right? Manufacturing PMI, services PMI, 9:45, consumer sentiment, 10 o'clock. Okay, so we got some 9:45, 10 o'clock action today. Inflation expectations, revised inflation expectations. So maybe a good day to wait that first 30. Yesterday we waited that first 30 for the PCE to come out. That was the right call. The trade that I took on MU wasn't until around 11:14, I think it was, right? I think that was the time. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I was looking at my entries yesterday. Yeah, right around. No, it was around 10:37, and then I think I exited. Yeah, I took some off at 11:14. That's what it was. So that trade came in after the data was released around 10:36, right in this retest area here, which was very nice. So I think we sort of approached the day the same way. Let's see what that data has to say. 9:45, 10 o'clock. See if there's something that sets up end of day, or I'm sorry, not end of day. After that event, after that data. It's Friday. We don't want to screw it up. It's been a great month so far. Let me actually go ahead and do this for you. So bear with me. It's been a great month so far. It's been successful. It's, one of the biggest things I attribute to the success as of late is just relocking in, right mindset, getting to the gym, getting outside, not sitting on the charts all day. Just morale's high, motivation's high, and it definitely directly contributes to the performance in the markets. As you guys know, December was a tough month for me. Just wasn't really in the right mindset, was struggling, and I needed to break. I needed to slow down to speed up. That was sort of what I needed to do, right? Slow down, reset to speed back up. Sometimes you need that, and that definitely worked. So I'm going to pull up my P&L here. So here we go. So far for, so I'll go to statements, go to realized summary. We'll do from the 1st to the 22nd here. That's from the beginning of the month to yesterday. So far this month, really looking good. $21,000, $22,000 on the month. A lot less trades, right? I mean, typically I would see this list be 10 times longer, just clicking trades that just not necessary, right? So just less trades, more money. What is this? I don't know. Maybe this is like 20 trades just about. What is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 20. It's maybe like 30 trades here, just about. 30 trades, $22,000 on the month so far. So happy and feel more in control. So very nice. That's been my month. And yeah, I mean, the PA in December was terrible. So, I don't hate the fact that the market has definitely turned the corner. That's definitely helping, right? Let's be true about that. Maybe I was struggling in December. Maybe my mindset was wrong. But also, what led to that? Probably just not great market environments, pushing it inside of those environments that I shouldn't have been. But lately, this year so far has definitely provided some juice. We love the juice, and the juice has been there. So hopefully you guys have been doing well so far. Let's close this week strong. And let's head into a nice weekend. All right? Let's head into a nice weekend. All right. So today, NASDAQ futures, as you guys can see right here, we have the consolidation above the Wednesday low. We have the consolidation above the Monday, Tuesday highs. 2025 P&L, just wait. I got a cool video coming. I want to make it a good one. I'm not rushing it. It's going to be a sit down. They've got a lot to talk about. It's not going to just be, oh, hey, here's my P&L. I'm going to make there's a lot of depth to 2025 for me. Okay, there's a lot of depth to it. There's $700,000 in profit that turned into like $400,000 in profit that turned back into like $600,000 that turned into an ending number that I'll let you, not going to tell you what that number is, but it was a bumpy ride. Let's just say that, and a lot of things to uncover, a lot of big events, a lot of fun things to talk about, right? Trump election, huge gains, giving most of it back. It's just all over the place. A lot of learning lessons for me. Some of the biggest trading I've ever done in my career. Sizes that I've never traded before. Emotions that I've never felt before. And, I really don't care what people have to say when it comes to that end number because it was positive. It was nicely positive. It wasn't as good as it once was, but it also is the first time I've ever been here, right? So a lot of you guys that love to criticize online, you don't remember, or you fail to remember that, yeah, I've never traded six-figure positions before, right? That's not new. That's not something. I'm not a pro at six-figure trading. I got into it last year. It was exciting. It was emotional. It was tough, but that's part of the journey, right? And that's what I want to make a video about. You can't get to that level without trying it. You can't get to that level and succeed at that level without failing. So I'm excited to make the video. It's in the works. It's going to be a long one, and it's just not really my focus right now, but I will get it out. So there's your answer to that. A lot of stuff. Yeah, let's get to the charts. You're right. Let me ignore these messages. Okay, so let's get to the charts. That's why we're here. NASDAQ futures, Wednesday lows. The reason why we don't really have much, we really don't have much to talk about today, unfortunately. But anyways, Wednesday's lows, these highs, we talked about that level holding yesterday, and that's what it did, right? So what are we doing? We're consolidating. We're consolidating for the next move, and that's normal, okay? That's normal. It's fine, right? This is fine. This is what you actually want to see, right? I'd prefer to see this than the market give back everything yesterday, okay? So I think this is a check, right? This is a check for the bulls, consolidation, above demand, strong semis, strong names are still strong. I think we're just fine. So today we need to see, can we hold this level once again? Can we defend the daily 100? Can we defend 25,420, 25,472? Can we stay above the Tuesday's highs? Can we stay above the Wednesday's lows? If that answer is yes to close the week, right, and we do find buyers down here again, if it does get tested, then I think we are good to go for the look, for the upside continuation, right? However, right, that doesn't mean we can long and just hope and pray that the breakout does occur, because yesterday you can see that these highs here from Friday, some of these, this choppy consolidation area, we're starting to see some rejections right around this 25,740. So I got 25,740. I got this same low from yesterday, which has not changed an inch. That's exactly where I'm looking at it, right? It's from yesterday, same spot. And you can just see we're just sort of stuck in the middle. So a good day to not be, going all in at open, hoping that one of these directions happens. It's very clearly in a channel. It's between two big spots, right? Sort of consolidation is good. Consolidation, accumulation. Can we get buyers to stay strong above these highs right here, above these lows? Can we maintain there above the daily 100? And can we eventually get that squeeze up towards that 26,000 again? That's really what I'm looking for here. If you want to look for that trade today, I'd say at least wait for a break and retest of PDH, right? Maybe a little one of these right here to maybe get that set up towards the 26,000 highs, maybe 25.9s, 26,000s, right? That's it. I mean, that's really it. If you fail under Tuesday's highs, if you fail under Wednesday's lows, if you fail under the daily 100, that's where you know that this move is failing, right? That's really it. As long as we're above that, we're fine, okay? And we're consolidating. You just have to have the right expectations today. If it is another day of consolidation to set up maybe a move next week, then don't go out there and start slamming things and hoping for continuation inside of this channel, right? That's it. And this is the same story across the board. I mean, ES, same exact thing, guys. I don't have much here, right? Same spots, Wednesday lows, Tuesday's highs, 69.04, 69.23. We can see yesterday that level defended. It's still defending this morning. So same area that we have to maintain, right? And the same rejection point that I had yesterday, 76.73, you can see rejected again yesterday. So what are we doing? We're just consolidating between the exact levels we had from yesterday's live stream. This is totally fine. This is totally normal. The market does not go up every single day. The market does not trend every single day, right? These are the days that we need to say, all right, not as good price action. We definitely saw it in the morning. There was no doubt about it. Yesterday's morning price action was very slow. We moved lower. We got a nice gap fill towards the gap fill, and then just sort of slowly for like what is this? Almost an hour just sort of did this chop grind up to the upside, which was just, at that point, I was like, guys, this is very clearly some chop and grind BS, and I would be very difficult, it'd be very difficult to trust this. And by, 11 o'clock, we were just like, all right, let's take our one and done. Let's get the hell out of here. However, yesterday's game plan, if you guys do recall the yesterday game plan, what did we talk about, right? We talked about how we need a pullback back towards that zone. So yesterday we came into the day looking like this, right? And we said, all right, best trade, best A-plus opportunity, pull back long back to 25,472. On the ES, what was our idea? It was the pullback long back to 69.23, 69.04. So good morning downside. It was expected. I knew not to be long off the open yesterday with that chance of us pulling back to that demand. That's exactly what we did, man. So if you guys paid attention yesterday morning, where we talked about the golden zone, the A-plus pullback zone that we were looking for, well, that is exactly where we bounced yesterday, pretty much to the T. So not bad in terms of the levels, but in terms of the price action, it was definitely slow and wasn't, just strong and advantageous. And that could happen again today. So today, same levels, 69.76, 69.73. This Tuesday high is going to be massively important. And right there, you have your very clear, don't go all in channel, right? That's the do not go all in channel that I would be very careful of trading within today. It probably is going to be difficult in there. S&P 500 ETF, it's the same exact story, guys, right? We had yesterday this low here from Wednesday, this high from Tuesday. We can see between that 684.77, 686 zone. That was the zone that we maintained all day yesterday. And the upside rejection points was the gap fill at 691.35, and that was the exact high of day where we eventually failed and moved back lower to the center point of the channel. And you can see here in the overnight, it's the same level once again that we moved back lower and went back to the center point of the channel. So channel trade, not much to update you on. I think it's very clear. The expectations are very clear. This is not a situation where you're going to be looking for intense breakouts unless you get a breakout of a certain level. So break and hold above this level here, break and hold below the Tuesday highs here. You get this, you probably get downside. You get this, you probably get upside. You get this, then you're channeling inside of this channel to end the week, right? So got to be aware of that. Okay. QQQ, same thing once again. It's the same thesis across the board. Every market looks almost identical besides the IWM. Wednesday lows, Tuesday highs, held above it yesterday. Daily 50s right here, which is holding up price. As long as you're above this Tuesday high, Wednesday low, and this 616.60, looks just fine. Consolidation is there. If you break below this level, that's when you say, uh-oh, we might move lower, right? Back down to that daily 100. Upside rejection points coming in right here from this Friday high at this 622.62. And I would be pretty hard-pressed to be looking for upside today unless you got above that level, right? Unless you got above that level, or you start to see a reason to long down at demand, right? Those are the two options. So the reason I longed yesterday was because we started to see and develop a hold of our ES low, and we started to see the price action build in, right? So yesterday, if you guys were watching the market, you would have realized that yesterday the ES and the SPY reclaimed previous day high, the daily 20, and VWAP, right? All of those combined very nicely yesterday for a beautiful trade. So right here, yesterday, this was previous day high, VWAP, and this was the daily 20. So let me go ahead and put that previous day high on real quick, just because it doesn't show there. Was it previous day high? I believe it was. Yes, it was. So right here was PDH, right around this 688. What was the exact high? 688.74. So yesterday, why did I long? Well, because we had a trade coming off the lows targeting the highs of the channel. And what was happening right at that spot? Right? Take a look at this right here. So we had a move lower yesterday, right? Into that low. We started to curl back higher, and we saw a reclaim right here. Look at how beautiful this spot is yesterday. You have a break. First of all, you have a break and retest rejection early morning of PDH and the daily 20. Perfect. That's sexy. Then later day, you have a break and retest above a reclaim ripper, back above VWAP, back above the daily 20, right? And back above the previous day high and back above the same level that rejected earlier in the morning. So there's your little intraday flip, right? If you know how to read your intraday price action, that was the key spot of yesterday. Look at all of the confluences just sitting right at this level yesterday. What a beautiful spot. That ended up leading to a nice afternoon move. So today you can actually see that that exact level is starting to reject. Look at that. So look at that level. Same spot, rejecting now. So very interesting. But that was the trade from yesterday. That's why, that's how we found a position yesterday based off of that intraday price action. Very clean. Okay. IWM, I think there's a nice trade on IWM developing here. I would be very focused on the pullback long to 267. This is also the previous all-time highs, right? You can see right here, 267, 267. I love that pullback right here. This would be probably one of the main watches of the day. Can we get a pullback long on IWM at 267? If we go a little bit lower, I don't mind the little 265. Put on my OHLC. So I don't mind my 265 here. That's not a bad spot either. Maybe down to these lows, 264. Maybe back to these highs as well. But I think best thing to be looking for today is what happens at 267 on the IWM. That could be quite nice. I would be watching that. Okay. That would be a clean little retest long that we could look for. SMH trying this morning on a little pop on NVIDIA and AMD. Sort of failing, so a little bit cautious here. It's definitely still failing the 403 spot. This is a problem for the semiconductors. Rejection, 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 right? 403, definitely a tough spot. This is a nice retest, though. As you guys can see, this is a nice little retracement. Back to those right here. Let me zoom out. You can see this 396, 397, previous high, previous low, previous high, previous low, and here's another low from yesterday, all right? So a nice spot there that continues to hold. But here's your consolidation, right? Do you want to be long into this supply? Probably not. Do you want to be short into this demand? Probably not. Do you want to look for a nice break and hold above this for the upside continuation? Sure. Do you want to see a break below 396 for some downside towards 390? Sure, right? But inside of this consolidation, I would stay pretty neutral, right? Inside of that area. So let's see what happens. Gold, insane. Another move. It's almost just like, when is this going to go down? Probably never. 48.90, 48.84 is now this previous double top high that could turn into a retest long. It's very possible. If gold wants to stay on one, then you can see right here, there's your retest already setting up. I would prefer this, just because I'm cautious when it comes to, knowing what the market can do, and it can start to, fake out some of these highs. I think you have not came back to retest this level with any type of real major tests. So I think it's still very much pending and would create the best long, most likely, down here at 4,700. But hey, if this thing stays on an absolute rip, then where is it going to hold? It's going to hold Wednesday's highs, and it's going to hold 48.90, 4,900, and it's going to continue. All right. So that's the spot. Silver right off our level, man. We talked about silver to 100. We talked about silver to 100 if it can hold above these previous highs, and that is surely what it did. So these highs, you can see a nice hold above that yesterday. Once you reclaim that level, bam, straight up. And really the nicest trade here is actually the break and retest of these highs right here at 95.78, 95.50. Look at that high, look at that high, look at that low. Quite perfect on silver. Silver, gold continue to be just incredible technical charts that are so clean. And I really have done a poor job to sort of get on top of it, but I've been doing just fine with my normal equities. I'm not going to start doing something that I'm not comfortable with, but hey, this is some good stuff, man. This is some good stuff. Look at that. Highs, highs. Look at these holds. Bam, bam, bam. Just incredible. Incredible price action. So GG's to the silver and gold boys. What a move. Press that like button. That's right, margin. Press it. 2,100 people here, 700 likes. If you guys could, please press that like button for me. I need the likes. We got to keep the lights on for me, please. We need to keep the lights on. Okay. IBIT, before we get into some equities, IBIT still stuck, man. Bitcoin just not getting the love. I don't know. You know what? I don't know if I'm right about this, but here's my gut feeling, right? My gut feeling is that gold is just taking the sex appeal out of Bitcoin, right? That to me is what it is. It's just like, who cares about Bitcoin when I got gold going straight up? That's sort of my opinion, or my hunch. Don't know if that's why. Don't care if it is or not. I'm just letting you know that I think that is possibly a reason. Not going to do anything with that information, not going to trade off that information, not going to make assumptions off that information, because I know that that kind of information, that kind of thought process is not something that's going to make me money, nor do I put risk on that thought, as a lot of you guys should be thinking about, right? Whatever thoughts you have, stop putting money on them, because technically it's probably not right, and just trade off the key levels on the chart, right? So all the big ideas you get when you're sleeping at night in your bed, oh, I think this is going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and put 50 grand on that and become a millionaire tonight, right? Stop doing that, please. It's not going to work. You're going to lose all your money. So I think that's probably why. Am I going to do anything about it? Hell no, absolutely not. But I think that's a pretty valid reason. I think gold is just sort of saying, screw your digital currency. We have the gold standard, my friend. And gold is just sort of taking back over that sort of sexy currency, whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Because clearly something's wrong, okay? Clearly something's wrong. The market is very much risk on. The semiconductors are just pumping. Markets seem relatively strong, right? And this is a perfect environment for Bitcoin to be going up. It really is, right? Like in the past, when I've seen markets do what they're doing, when I'm seeing certain risk on equities, risk on assets moving higher, I've seen Bitcoin run the same way, right? But for some reason, it's just sort of dead. Do I think it's an opportunity long term? Probably, Matt, right? Buying some Bitcoin. I don't hate the idea. It's the right spot. These are the times to buy it, right, Matt? Long term, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, the times to buy Bitcoin is when everyone hates Bitcoin. So do I hate you buying some Bitcoin here? Absolutely not. As long as you're doing it comfortable and, within your means. It's better than ripping some Bitcoin up at $100 and whatever $1,000 when everyone's, when your grandma's talking about it. It's much better than that. I'd rather you lose from here than lose from up here, right? So, yeah, I don't hate the idea, Matt. But clearly something is wrong, right? Clearly something is off. So just know that. Okay. Tesla, right off our 414.50 level again. It's getting a little bit of life, right? Look at this 414.50 level again. Look at that weekly candle now. What is that a retracement of, this move, actually? That's actually intriguing. What is the retracement of this move? That's right around a 61.8 retracement of this weekly move here. That's actually quite interesting. Right back into that 414.50 low that we had. Not bad, all right? Not bad. Starting to get a little bit of juice. Let's see what this thing can do. Tesla. Yesterday we had 438. That Wednesday high, got above it nicely, held above it, and squeezed above it. Obviously, the talk that Elon had in Davos probably helped that case. A little bit of a squeeze there midday. Thursday, Friday, highs, 444, 445. Looks like a new potential higher low to form. I also don't mind this pullback, personally, guys. I think this would be a great pullback. Back to 438. Give back this straight-up move. I really don't like that straight-up move. But I don't mind a little pullback right here to Wednesday's highs. That would be sexy. Something like this. All right? I like that spot. That's a comfortable spot. That's a spot I know will find some defense, right? I can definitely see that's a big level, right? Here, 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 here. Big level. We get pulled back to there. A lot more comfortable, right? 444, 445. That's a good level too, right? We can see right here. Tuesday's lows, Thursday's highs, Friday's highs, definitely could be that nice spot. I would be watching it. We can see a little bit of a consolidation above that yesterday. So we could get a nice little, spike off this level today for a nice trading opportunity. But I do like giving back this. As you guys know, no good deed goes unpunished, right? I like the no good deed goes unpunished thought process here. Maybe a little bit of a pullback, fill in this straight up move, and then rip this thing. I like both ideas. NVIDIA, let's see if this thing can hold on tight. I got a very small swing trade. I think 2 contracts left on this trade. Took some profits into the move yesterday. So whatever the outcome is, really sort of irrelevant for my account at this point. But happy to be a part of it. Sid, trading live with you has been a lot of fun. I hope to process multiple signals and make decisions like you. MU is one of the best trades for me. Thank you. Sid, nice job, man. Appreciate that, Sid. Yeah, yesterday, this whole year has been a great start for us in the group and the trading, and just, man, it's been much more locked in, which I've been enjoying quite a bit. So we're back. We're back to normalcy. But hey, the only reason I get to say that we're back and we're back to normalcy is because I'm open and transparent about the periods of my trading I go through, right? What I could do instead is just hide it and just say we've been back. We've been great every month for the last 5 years, and I'm making so much money, and everything's so good, right? And put on a facade that makes me not be able to sleep at night and all that bullshit that people do. But it's just not worth it. It's just not really worth my time. I don't like doing that, and I hope that people appreciate it. And people like you, Sid, and others in the group that do appreciate it are the reason I do it, man. And the people that have something to say can go fuck themselves. All right. There you go. All right. So here on NVIDIA today, very interested in the pullback long of the 185, 186 area. Wednesday highs. We have this yesterday high at 186. This could be a great pullback spot, man. This could really be a good pullback spot. 185, 186 has been a very big level. Look at this 4-hour chart. All right here. Look at these lows. Look at these lows. Look at these lows. Look at these highs. All right. And if we can hold above that, that would be special. All right. So let's see. I would love that little pullback to the daily 20 SMA. Let's see. This could be great. Let's look for this pullback long today. If we fail back under the daily 20, this thing's going to give the whole move back. And I wouldn't be that surprised, right? I really wouldn't. So let's see. All right. AMD, what a ripper, right? You just felt it. AMD found, it's like AMD took a drug and just was like, okay, it's time, right? You saw it like it was last week, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? AMD just found some kind of crazy price action, and it just has not stopped. You can sort of get a feel for what stocks are just getting absolute insane movements and insane money flowing into them. And AMD caught that bug last week, right? I mean, it's been incredible since Monday of last week. Every single day. Incredible. And so it's one to stay watching. It's an MU. It's an SNDK. It's a WDC. It's one of these. It's an STX. It's one of these names now that's just getting the juice. So what an incredible move by AMD. I still would love a pullback to these highs, by the way. I think you will get it, right? Yeah, it took some MDMA. I think you will get it, okay? Because you have not retested it. And there will be a point that AMD has the little downside move that everyone starts to panic about, and oh my God, AMD's down 4%. It's this thing's shit again. But that is likely going to be the pullback to these highs because you have not retested it, guys. You've left behind this little gap right here. With some pretty high confidence tell you that at some point you're probably going to get a little red day that's going to panic some people out, which will become that next opportunity, right? So hopefully that comes. I really do. I really want that because it will present an opportunity. Like yesterday, we saw those tanks on WDC off the open. SNDK tanked off the open, all right? Even MU gave us a beautiful pullback yesterday. So those are the moves we're looking for. And they happen, right? They will happen. You just got to wait for it. And when it happens, don't like yesterday when MU was going straight down, inside of the group, instead of us saying, okay, not looking at MU today, really what you should say is, okay, great, MU's pulling back. This is fantastic. Now I'm going to be watching what happens on this stock, right? So what we need on AMD is one of those days. We haven't gotten it yet, but I'm sure it's coming. But for now, let's see if it can hold above 256. If this thing holds above 256, or even I would say between 256 and 253, actually, I'm going to adjust that because that would be Wednesday's highs, 252.90. So anywhere between this Wednesday high here and these highs here, I would look for that pullback long to develop. So something inside of here, right? If we can get that, great. If we break under 253 right here, then I would assume you get your deeper pullback. You are looking at some major daily highs here. 263.50, 264.58, daily highs, double tops, big daily high rejections. So be careful up here. And then look at this, man. Right there, all-time high, 267. It's just sitting right there. So AMD, what a move. MU, incredible trade yesterday, 100% on the runners. Took advantage of what? Took advantage of a strong stock that has been relentless, that provided a straight down buying opportunity, right? So that's what you look for on these days. So MU provided a pullback long right back down to our 381.56, right back down to Tuesday's highs, right back down to this Wednesday low, and look at where we held yesterday. Perfection, right? Once we reclaimed this level, that was it. It was over. You dip below it. You did a liquidity grab below this level. You reclaimed back above it, and that, my friends, is a reclaim ripper, all right? And that was what we traded yesterday and provided an awesome trading opportunity. So not as interested in it today. We'll see if we can get a nice opportunity. Right now, just sort of sitting at this 394 high, so a little bit hard to judge. But, I mean, if this thing curls off 394 again, you will continue. Pullbacks 381.50, still very interesting. ARM. Yeah, man, we called this thing. Hey, I think we might have been on ARM before anyone else. We were on ARM a few weeks ago, talking about how this thing should heat up with the rest of the semis. It's heating up. So we've been on top of this one, man. So congrats to anyone that's been following ARM with us over the last few weeks. Incredible. The forgotten about name that's starting to be remembered, right? 117, 118 starting to hold really nicely here. Obviously, earnings are approaching, so that's going to be a big question mark. But pullbacks to 117, 118 are great. That's your key spot right there. 112, great. Over 122.50, that's above a daily high here. So if you look at this daily chart, take a look at the daily chart. 122.50 is this daily high right here. Above this daily high, you don't have much until 124, daily 50, 127. I mean, you have some room here. So yeah, I'm going to be watching this a little bit today. Let's see if this thing can continue to structure. Daily 50 is a little bit of a concern. Yeah, Broadcom's got the sickness, man. Broadcom has come down with the sickness. Down with the sickness. That's Disturbed, right? I used to listen to that song way too much. Down with the Sickness by Disturbed, yes. Broadcom has come down with the sickness. So I think Broadcom is going to fill the gap. I think that's probably why. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just too weak. It needs to fill this gap, and I wouldn't touch Broadcom until it does so at this point. So right here, 308.78, daily 20. Maybe this daily low here, 321, but we're under that. And then this high here, 317.35, maybe. But I got to believe that at this point, if you stay under this low right here at 321.42, if you see us reject that level, I'd say you're going gap fill. And look, oh my God, look at what it's reject. Guys, look at this. I promise I didn't plan this, right? I promised this, my friends, is why key levels are so important, right? I promised I didn't plan this. So what did we just do? All we did was grab the low of this daily candle, 321.42. What is that? What's happening there? Well, you can see right now, 321.42 is rejecting perfectly. I mean, perfectly. So yeah, that's no bueno here. There's your gap fill. Broadcom looks to be looking for it. 4-hour chart, you do have a low down here. Is that the 316 level you're talking about right here? 315.81. Yeah. Yeah, you might get a little bit of a bounce there. I like that idea right in there. 315.81, 316. A little bit careful at that spot right here. Yep. That's a good call. Below that, gap fill for sure. So I would say watch out for the 315.81, 316 level to start the day. You could get a little bounce off that. If you fail that, then continuation. Okay. Broadcom, weak. Could drive the semis lower as well, right? Broadcom's pretty big, so could be a weak day for the semis if that drives the rest down with it. But let's see. Okay, let's move on. Apple rejecting our exact level we talked about. It's got to get over 251, guys. This is a must break for Apple. Without that, you're sort of making a lower high. I'd be careful longing this. 251. Google, looking to see if it can build this higher low here. I want to see it build between this 325, 328 zone. So between this low, this high, this low, these lows, this daily 20. I'd like to see Google do some dip and rips, right? That's what you want to see out of these moves, right? You want to see it dip, you want to see it rip. You want to see it try to fail, you want to see it get defended, right? And then just sort of create that price action that gives you the ability to trust that demand is continuing to step up near that daily 20. And then eventually maybe this gives us a curl back to the upside. But for now, just going to see if it can start to form something. Amazon, nice retest or nice reclaim over our 233 spot yesterday. A little bit trouble here at 236, right? Starting to get inside of a channel. I don't mind the long over this 236 and the daily 20 into this 240 spot. Yesterday, we traded ASTS beautifully. We talked about 109.90. We got above that 109.90. We basically went straight up from that point. Was an awesome swing trade that we posted in the group yesterday. Provided enough of a move before the market even closed to take profits on that swing trade. Hit our target before the market closed, which was great. Today, absolutely looking for more on this one, man. Daily chart looks just fine. It's got to break this sort of major high. What a beautiful pullback long out of this 100 spot. ASTS looks like it's still very, very nice. I would say a break of these highs at 121 is going to just absolutely rocket this thing, no pun intended. Satellite it. So, ASTS, nice, man. Definitely a watch today. CRWV, cooling off a little bit. At this point, I think CRWV is just not wanting to break the 200 SMA. You know what I forgot? Yeah, I mean, this one, absolutely incredible. Meta, the Zuck. The Zuck might be back. So what I'm looking for on the Zuck today is a pullback hold, probably between, I would say to be realistic, it's a little bit tough right now, but I would say that you might need to retest these Friday highs at 629. That's a very real possibility, right? To get a nice retracement. This is a pretty big move, right? 38.2% retracement would be back to this 629. I don't mind that. If this thing wants to stay just an absolute monster, then it's going to hold the daily 50 right here. If this thing wants to just stay a ripper, it's going to hold like this 635, 638. Hold back above these lows, hold back above these lows, give us a pullback long at the daily 50 today. This is definitely one of my top watches of the day. Right in between this 635, 638. If you break that, then you will come back down to the 629. Either way, I would be very focused on what Meta's doing. Take a look at the Meta weekly. Meta just put a nice little double bottom on the weekly there. Defended insanely aggressively. Meta could be a long-term look here, guys. I still very much like this. Keep an eye on Meta moving forward. Netflix, there's really nothing to talk about on Netflix, guys. It's just stuck, all right? You got to let it reclaim. We talked about this yesterday. There's no change in the story. I said we have to reclaim 88. If it doesn't reclaim 88, you got to stop looking at it. It's just pointless. You're wasting time. There's other stuff that is moving so much better. So set alerts and wait for it to do it. Without it, you're wasting your time, right? Opportunity cost, my friends. It's a real thing. WDC 230, 245, SNDK. What a ridiculous pullback to our exact level yesterday. So we're going to end the live stream with this, my friends, okay? Here's a learning lesson for you. Yesterday, I said SNDK. I just really don't have any level. It's just too extended, right? And I really just want to see it pull back. So here is our analysis yesterday. And I would say about, including myself actually, I would say about 90% of us, including myself, looked at this and said, yeah, we're not getting that pullback, right? That's just like, Desi, come on, man. There's got to be a level somewhere else, right? Come on, Desi. Don't give us a level 40 points from the current price action. You got to give us something that I can trade off of today, right? Give me something that I can trade off today, please, right? This level's bullshit, right? You can't give me a 40-point away level and say that this is all you got. Look at what SNDK did, right? Look at this move. It is exactly at our level. Look at the low a day. So, what does this tell you? This tells you that you cannot make up levels to satisfy your greed, right? Do not make up points on the chart to satisfy your greed. Okay, there's got to be a level on SNDK. You know, maybe I'll find some BS level inside of this straight up move from yesterday, and I'll try to trade it. And guys, this is how you lose, right? You have to trade off of inflection points. Where did it previously turn into support? That was previous rejections, right? In major levels, not made up things so that you can find a trade. Look at this. There's no better explanation. Desi, come on, man. 470, are you kidding me? That's 40 points away. How the hell am I going to trade SNDK today? Right? Look at what it did. Straight down into that exact level. So, it's all about the levels, man. The faster you realize that, the faster you put the ego aside, the faster you just trade the levels on the chart is going to be the faster you become profitable. That's it. That's at the end of the day, all right? That's the story at the end of the day. All right, guys. Webinar next Thursday. I'll have a link for you next week. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Hope you learned something. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for all the support. If you could, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure to go watch the video from yesterday. Desi's been hanging on my ceiling and hearing myself sabotaging thoughts. Someone commented on my post yesterday, said, Desi told the doctor to stop crying out of the womb. That was a good one. I thought that was funny. Desi told the doctor to stop crying coming out of the womb. Appreciate the support, guys. I mean, it means a lot. It's fun. I enjoy it. And I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.